Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And as you can see, it's time to go back to the theater. And ladies and gentlemen, this weekend we have one big wide release that came out. It's a horror movie, so if you've seen my show recently, you'll know 2020 has not been a very good year for horror movies, but will this one change things around? He might be able to see you, but you can't see him. My review of the 2020 horror remake, The Invisible Man, coming up now. Cecilia Cass is fed up with her abusive and controlling millionaire boyfriend, Adrian. One night she decides to sneak out of the house and disappear. While Cecilia narrowly escapes, she finds safety at the home of her sister's friend, James, who's also a police officer. Cecilia soon gets shocking news that Adrian has committed suicide and will actually get his fortune. Surprisingly, Cecilia is taunted by an unseen force who she begins to believe is Adrian in an invisible form, trying to get back at her and tries to prove what's actually going on. So what did I think of The Invisible Man? I thought it's a mostly entertaining horror thriller. It's a reimagining of the 1933 Universal Monsters movie that's given a very modern day take. This new spin focuses on how women can be manipulated and abused and can be interesting, but sometimes I thought it could go a little too over the top or melodramatic, almost feeling like an R-rated Lifetime movie. The film takes its time to get going and gives us a very slow build-up, and there were a few stretches that tended to get a bit boring. The taunting from the Invisible Man starts out small, giving us a few tricks, like pulling down the bed sheets, taking pictures of Cecilia while she's sleeping, and even starting a kitchen fire. I liked seeing the footsteps appear or hearing some of the background noises as a nice touch. There's also some good moments of tension and suspense, and believe it or not, the jump scares are actually effective, and a couple even got me. We also get a handful of cool and creepy images. He also does a lot of things to hurt Cecilia's loved ones or make it look like she's doing things to turn them against her, and I certainly felt bad for the character as things played out. There's also a couple of interesting twists and surprises thrown in. That being said, as the movie goes on, there's a lot of dumb things that happen, as well that had me questioning some of the stupidity. The way he becomes invisible was okay, and definitely modern, but might be hit or miss for some. Seeing how the Invisible Man gets from place to place can be a bit unintentionally funny, and it can be quite ridiculous how easy he can toss very built policemen and security guards around and knock them out with one punch. Also, for story purposes, many things are easily overlooked and could have been easily solved pretty early on, given the Invisible Man screws up a few times. Clocking in at a little over 2 hours, the film feels very long and felt more like a 3-hour sit for me. I think it easily could have been trimmed down a half an hour or so. Decent performances by the cast, starring Elizabeth Moss as Cecilia Cass, the victim of abuse from her ex-boyfriend who suspects he's still haunting her, Oliver Jackson-Cohen as Adrian Griffin, the scientist who was a horrible person before becoming the Invisible Man, Aldous Hodge as James Lehner, the police officer / single father and friend of Cecilia, letting her stay at the house for safety, Storm Reed as Sydney, James's teenage daughter, and Michael Dorman as Tom, Adrian's brother / lawyer. If you can overlook a lot of the silly aspects of the film, The Invisible Man is a crowd-pleasing horror movie that you can have some fun with. I'm gonna give it the rating of do it. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/Westside515. Like the show on Facebook, Facebook.com/WestTroopAlist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WesAlist. Until next time, Troop out.